The story begins 7 years ago. I was 21 years old, fresh out of college, and had landed a job with Macy's in their executive development program. What this was a sort of mini MBA for humanities majors. I couldn't wait to get started. I walked into the store on my first day dressed in a sharp suit, which I was sure would send the message, I am a killer manager. Then I met Mina. Mina was older than my mom, and she was dressed in a Lancome uniform. I waved, "Good morning," reached out my hand to introduce myself. Mina arched her eyebrows, sized up my 21-year-old self, and said, "You're my new manager? You're not gonna last long here." "No one does," she smirked. My stomach sunk. This job was going to be way harder than I had realized. After 1 quarter in the store, it was clear things were bad. My business was trending well below last year and way below goal. I got more and more aggressive, working 80-hour weeks, learning to sell the products myself. Still, one half of my team wasn't selling enough. The other half wasn't even showing up for work. I had never really failed at anything before, and here I was, failing. I reached out to my boss for help. After I sat down, she asked me a question which I thought was entirely unrelated. She asked, "What have you done to get to know your team?" I cocked my head to the side, as if I didn't understand. She rephrased, "Tell me a little bit about Mina's life outside of work." I looked down, embarrassed. I had no idea. My boss said, "Get to know your people. The results will follow." While the business didn't turn around immediately, I tore down the barricades right away. I began to ask questions about my team members' weekends, their kids, their lives, what they did for fun. And over time, they realized I actually cared about the answers. Mina became my right hand. She would plan department-wide events, she'd hold the other employees accountable, and she made my life easier. Fast forward a year and a half, and my departments had earned the top scorecards in the district. I'd been offered 2 promotions and was even voted Sales Manager of the Year. Despite this success, I had realized that brick and mortar retail was not for me. I was ready to move to Florida with my family to start my next chapter. On my last day at Macy's, I saw Mina and I braced myself for a quick goodbye. Maybe even an "I told you so." After all, she told me I wouldn't last long, and I hadn't. Instead, Mina handed me a card, went in for a hug, and began to cry. After she finally let go, I walked out of the store for the last time and read the card. It said, "You might have been the youngest, but you were the best. Sad to see you go." And I felt sad too. Sad to say goodbye to this woman who had taught me so much about leadership and relationships. Mina still sends me a Christmas card every year, and every time I take on a new challenge or meet a difficult person, I'm reminded, never judge a book by its cover.